Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2CTV, your global news channel. I'm Maya Tusi and this is your latest news update, this time from the south of England in Southampton. Following yesterday's protests and counter-protests and a group of Islamic mob thugs that came out in London, today we had a peaceful march by thousands and thousands of British Patriots. Unfortunately, a small group of counter-protesters decided to cause trouble in a number of corners of this protest and march. First, we have Antifa, masked up, decided to start spitting at my good friends. And of course, at the other side, we had a couple of the left-wing protesters who decided to throw bottles. And there were a couple of other situations with some of the independent media reporters who were kicked and chased by the political left, and the police seemed all over the place. The police managed to actually contain the situation with the bottles being thrown. But we also have evidence of Antifa members who were mocking Charlie Kirk's death. Let's go to the videos that we have. We're going to get your reaction as well. First things first, today was extremely peaceful by the British Patriots and the conservative-minded people who came out in Southampton. Thousands of them hit the city following last week's protest, where aggressive Islamic mob also harassed families in the same place.
You see what they chant.
Stop and let the people go past.
Enough is enough. As you can see, people from all ages, all backgrounds came out to peacefully march. And as I said, the problem was that the police were already there to provoke everybody because they decided to bring out their police horses. They only bring out the horses when the British Patriots or nationalists come out. That didn't really help. Apart from the situation with the bottles being thrown, which we're going to show you, the problems with our fellow citizen journalist being spat out and also being kicked and attacked in a different corner doesn't really help the image, considering that the media, the local media at least, were going around all day saying actually the counter-protesters were largely peaceful. Well, it's not necessarily largely peaceful when they go around and attack everybody. Now, Nick Tanconi of UKIP said that protesters launched the bottles of urine at him and other patriots under a bridge. And of course, as he said, you can't debate with these people. You must defeat them. Let's go to the moments of the bottles of urine being thrown. They're doing from up there. The police are trying to control. And obviously down there as well. A lot of the protesters were furious. They were trying to get on top of the bridge to follow their left-wingers. Danny Tommo went up there. He got pepper sprayed. We're going to show you Danny Tommo's reaction as well shortly. That's him up there on his knees. Unnecessary chaos on a day that was again only peaceful from one side but not the other side. Another bottle. They're finally up there.
Pandemonium here in Southampton as we approach the bridge. We had eyes on, and guess what's happened? The police were stood on the bridge. They've arrested and they're dragging off the guy who's who's thrown missiles at us. The bottles are filled with urine. The smell is absolutely everywhere. They've just launched it over the sides. The police are stood right there on the bridge, and these communists, they're right there with these missiles ready to launch at us, which they've done. They've been detained, but again, how has this been allowed? Why were they there in the first place? Throwing bottles of urine and all the other tactics that they deploy as well. It is truly disgusting. These people are depraved. The patriotic rage and the holy fury is inbound.
Now, yeah, for the record, we didn't get the confirmation from the police that it was urine, but of course the eyewitnesses, including Nick Tenconi, did say that there were bottles of urine. The police haven't said anything yet in terms of the content of this, but I wouldn't be surprised, of course. A number of different eyewitnesses said that they smelled the same thing. So obviously that is the case. Now, as I said, Danny Tommo tried to chase down the thug. He was pepper sprayed. He was being targeted apparently. And then another beer can was also thrown afterwards. Let's go to this angle of the incident.
Hey, why go over?
They're going up. The horses are unnecessary. Absolutely useless police.
Oh, Danny Tommo's just been pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
Danny's been telling.
That's Danny.
Into the crowd, into the... Oh,
Vile. There.
I don't know who's done that, but what has happened here today, folks, is that this is a perfect vantage point just outside of St. Dennis train station, in which a man had just thrown, I believe, a bottle of piss of orange. In which case, again, people who are very emotional at the fact that people are against migration, they suddenly tried to go and meet the counter-protesters, and of course there's a perfect antecedent for things to go wrong, but I think things are going to continue.
Yeah, big shout out to young Bob of Turning Point. Make sure to follow him on X if you want to obviously catch up with his work, and also all the others who are there. There's so much happened as well. I'm going to show you the reaction from Danny Tommo shortly after he was pepper sprayed. But before we do that, let's quickly go to the next footage from the Troubles. And then young Bob also confronted the Antifa, masked up Antifa members. Let's quickly go to the next video first. It shows the other angle. Absolute mess. They're on the other side as well. Look at the police on their stupid horses. Shambolic behavior. All these lovely people, families came out, peacefully marched. They didn't cause any trouble. But, you know.
From Antifa. They've been arrested. Antifa on the bridge up there.
Yeah, they've taken them now.
Or the demonstrators, I should say. They've been taken away and dealt with, hopefully.
Yeah, guys, so he's marching through peacefully here. The police officers let people on the bridge, let them on the bridge, then to attack the Patriots, throwing pistols out.
Keep following people. Real media, London,
Anyway. Yeah, so there were also protests in South Shields and other places today. Throughout the weekend, we actually had a number of protests, all obviously peaceful marches by the local people and British Patriots. None of them caused any trouble. It was simply, to be fair, either the police or the political left. Or in the case of London yesterday, it was the Islamic mob who were threatening and intimidating people. We in fact had a couple of people going to Edgware Road, where it's an Arab street in London, in central London. There was a woman who was going around harassing people, other Arabs, saying, you guys need to come out as well. Why are you sitting here in a restaurant eating food? And those Arabs, most of them obviously the rich Arabs from Saudi or whatever, they didn't care. They're like, go away, leave us alone. Young Bob, the Antifa, said that Antifa thugs outside the Southampton shopping centre harassed anyone who supported mass deportations of illegals and, of course, the foreigners who don't respect the values of the United Kingdom. And they also decided to start mocking the death of Charlie Kirk. Let's go to Young Bob.
Very thuggish of you. Are you a university student?
Love it. Classic Bob.
I mean, I don't really hate anyone.
Yeah, you do. I've seen your
hate
videos.
is pretty exhaustive.
I've seen your videos. You hate business.
Unfortunately, I don't have this exhaustion to hate people unlike
Okay,
yourself.
why don't you go? Because you're not with us, are you? So why don't
All
you
right,
just
Karen.
How do you know that I'm against racism?
Bob, come on. We all know who you are. Why don't you just go?
Who am I?
We know who you are.
Who am I?
You're someone who hates us.
I love you,
Do
dignified
you?
in the image of
Do
God.
you? Do you?
You are dignified in the
Okay,
image of
okay.
God. Unfortunately, sometimes
what?
we're deficient in things, including our intelligence, health,
So when
those
you're
sort of
there,
things.
when you're there saying your views and sitting on people's prayer mats, 'cause
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
That's dignified, isn't
But
it?
that was in
That's
response.
dignified of you, is
That
it?
was in response to the people
That's
owning them.
dignified of you,
Well, no,
sitting on
great.
people's prayer
Do you know why I did that? It was in response to.
I know exactly why you did. I
No,
watched the whole
it
video.
was in response to the fact that there was a man who was embroiled in a sex scandal, sexually abusing his second partner.
Okay.
So, do you agree with
Why
that?
don't you leave? Why don't you leave?
Okay,
Why don't you leave?
until-
Why don't you leave?
You're not going to
I don't
you're going to
agree with
endorse
any
female.
sex- I don't agree with
Okay,
anything
and I sit on his
like
prayer
that.
mat then.
I don't agree with anything like that. Ever.
Yeah.
Because you don't know any people's histories. You don't know if people have actually experienced that themselves.
Yeah, of course.
And when we get shouted and called paedophiles,
Yeah.
you don't know if actually some of us
Look
have
at him.
experienced paedophiles.
Another
So
Marxist
exactly
individual.
what's
I didn't.
Another
Need
one.
to do that.
Here we go.
I mean, the average Antifa build is like extremely skinny, lanky, and really not intimidating.
I would not be body shaming people, Bob.
Pardon?
I would not be body shaming.
Well, unfortunately, I can because I show my body out to the entire world.
Someone called her Jihadi Jane. Jihadi Jane, go.
I do think so because in fact you're walking every
That's
step
Jihadi
I'm
Jane.
making. You're walking back. And hello, Mr. Mark, thugged individual man. Is that the black version of Spider-Man?
Black
Sounds
version
like
of Spider-Man.
Japanese neighborhood. Hey, look. This is what I don't understand. Like when people claim they get villainized, but they intentionally feed it by, you know.
That's you currently.
Why is that then? I'm not the master thug who keeps on, harassing people, trying to film people.
I don't. Yeah,
Harassment
I don't understand how you.
is
They're
someone
literally
approaching
masked
someone
up.
for more than one occasion and more than one instant. If you then follow me on another occasion, another instant, that would be a definitionally harassment.
Yeah.
Oh, what, of debating?
Such a shame about Charlie Kirk.
Well, do you condemn his death?
What?
Or do you condemn his death?
What does that even mean?
Do you condemn the assassination of Charlie Kirk? You mentioned him.
Why would I?
Because an innocent man got shot for no reason.
No reason?
No reason whatsoever, yeah.
No reason.
Do you think there's a good reason for someone to be shot?
So, do you think if someone advocates for, like, gun deaths,
He didn't advocate for gun
he
deaths.
said that multiple gun deaths a year is worth
No,
it
so
to have the Second
the whole
Amendment?
argument.
I've seen it.
No,
I've
so
seen it.
if you actually look at the full
yeah. Go
video,
on.
he's trying to argue that look, violent deaths through weapons. If we look at the UK, per
They just
capita
happen.
stabbings are
Yeah, they
actually
just
in
happen,
line
right?
and actually
Yeah,
more
violent
than
deaths
gun
just
deaths.
happen, right?
Wait, hold on. If you let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
So the video is in response to this. So
It's
the
literally
argument
advocating
from the
violence
United
and
States
death.
is that if you look at gun deaths per capita compared to like stabbing attacks that kill people per capita here in the UK, it's actually more. So regardless of whether you institutionalize the right to bear arms, you're still going to have violent attacks happened across weapons. So that is the argument. You're just not being charitable. And even then, if he says something grotesque, like how, anti-fascists, they call me some disgusting things, I don't wish death on them. I think that's pretty vile. Behind me is Stand Up to Racism, an organisation which is trying to inflate several different discussions about things that are relevant towards migration. My thug friends here, Boring, yes. Yeah. So you're just going to keep on shouting like a child. And he's a university student. Yeah. You got beamed, dude. I got beamed, yeah, of course.
It's not safe.
You are the emotional chip. Yeah, still here. It's a full breakfast. Look at his ear.
It's not safe. Yeah, what young Bob does is extremely brave, but it's also extremely dangerous, putting himself in those situations. Of course, he does help for you guys to see the truth and the true side of these masked up thugs, the violent thugs who advocate for death and murder and violence. And now the patriotic movement, of course, across the country continues to grow. It's not slowing down. As we said, we also had the local protests in Essex, Epping, South Shields, everywhere. And of course, it's going to be spreading around the country. Let's go to, again, show the evidence that the British Patriots were 100% peaceful. You got women, children, families, elderly, everyone.
Those colours of pink and the patriotic colours of the Union Jack and St. George, it's always aesthetically pleasing to myself. And I would guarantee you there are thousands of people here today. There are loads of flags, and like I originally said, there is an evolution here. A slow but very steady pace of momentum here. Originally it was just a couple of guys outside a hotel, and now it is thousands of people in the surrounding area, all coordinated to march on forward against the fact that hotels are facilitating the mass importation of unvetted individuals.
As we said, our good friend Danny Tommo was pepper sprayed after going after the left-wingers who were throwing bottles of urine, apparently. He did, we have his reaction afterwards, said that glad I could help make today a success. I need some serious TLC. I'm hurting thanks to the pepper spray. Let's quickly go to Danny Tommo and see what he had to say.
Massive thank you to everyone that came. I've had to leave. My whole face, my ear, everything is on fire. I'm violently sick about 4 times. So for me, the day's over, but big up to everyone. Well done, Craig. Southampton Patriots, you've done amazing. Really proud of you. Hope I could help out and get the numbers there. I got pepper sprayed because a lefty threw piss all over women and children. I chased him and managed to get him, but then the police pepper sprayed me. And since then I've just, it literally from there, pepper sprayed me straight in the eye.
That's insane.
It came down, it went into my mouth. Wasn't nice, and I'm struggling, so I need to go and wash my face or get something because it's burning the life out of me. Well done, Craig. Well done, everyone from Southampton Patriots and everyone that turned up today. What a great show of strength. And I'm glad I could help giving the numbers there. Much love to you all.
But as I said, the aggression didn't just come from the left. We also had aggression from the police, including the pepper spray, including a couple of police horses that pushed over some of our friends. Again, you bring out the police horses in these sort of marches. It's not easy because it's a massive crowd and there's not going to be any space for maneuver. What do you expect? It's absolute insanity. Anyway, while we are here, let's get some quick reaction from you guys. We have Ivan saying police failure to protect as ever. I mean, it makes no sense because one of the things that they did say, the policing, the Home Office across the country, saying over the last couple of years, we have now done extra training for our police officers to deal with more protests and riots and marches and rallies. And it seems like at best they don't know what they're doing. At worst, it seems like they're allowing this to happen, and then so that they could blame one side rather than the side that actually causes chaos. Check out the song Sword of Freedom NATO. Fat Cat says horses are on processed glue. Wow. DMI, greetings from Malta. I hope that Remembrance Sunday ceremony and a Veterans March past will be held. Yes, it will be. And again, one of the other issues is that there's a huge group of British Patriots alongside the veterans who want to be in London, in Westminster, but they have been warned not to come because of security concerns and safety issues. The fact that people of this country will not be able to safely come to their own capital city for something like Remembrance Sunday or a few months later, St. George's Day, because of safety issues is a slight concern, let's just say. But it's not a surprise after what happened yesterday in London, where the Islamic thugs took control of the streets and they were also intimidating their fellow Muslims who were not joining the crowd. And in fact, there was one of them who was in the crowd. I'm going to show you a couple of things actually. One was there was the left-wing side, the stand-up to racism idiots, who were there, and they were basically saying that, guys, we're on the same side, and the Muslim thugs very aggressively said, no, we are not. This is exactly the future of the West, when the political left will be destroyed by Islam. Watch this.
We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Yes, we are, bro.
Let's just go back. They said, the leftists said, there's no need for that. We're on the same side. No, we're not.
There's no need for that. We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Yes, we are, bro.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, what? This is like a meme now, because this is exactly what we've been saying for a long time. We've seen what happened in places like Lebanon, in places like Iran, where, especially in Iran in the 1970s, where the socialists and communists that tried to help everybody, including the Islamists, saying, yeah, we're all working together, we all want the revolution. And once that was done, the Islamists started to massacre the same socialists and communists and Marxists that were helping them. Because at the end of the day, there is no respect for the liberals or the leftists. These idiots don't get it. These are basically chickens voting for KFC. Now, let's go to this other idiot. Speaking of idiots, this is, fascinating stuff, by the way. One of these women that decided to basically, Islamist woman, she decided to go around Marble Arch and Edgware Road, shouting at other Muslims, saying, come on, join us. And everyone's like, well, what's going on? Watch this. Look at her. She's trying to get them to join the crowd. They're just sitting there, doing nothing. Leave him alone. It's like Gaza. It's like watching a video from Gaza. This happens all the time. Yeah, I just showed you after the previous one to show you the examples of what sort of behavior you're dealing with in this mess. I'm trying to find there was another video from yesterday actually, which was one of the Islamic protesters. I don't know if we could call it a protester. They call them a moderate Muslim who confronted the other guys who were masked up, saying, you know, you shouldn't be masked up, and then they destroyed him. I think yeah, I found him. There we go. Let me show you this. This is such a weird thing. This is in Tower Hamlets, East London. They were not happy, and this is why, at the end of the day, as I always say, at the end of the day, Islam always ends up eating itself. He's one of them. He's simply saying, guys, you don't have to be masked up. It's one of the reasons, as I always say, since the 7th century, we've seen evidence after evidence that Islam will never be able to win because Islam always ends up eating itself, just like the political left. There is no unity, there is extreme division, Sunni versus Shia, Sufis versus all the others who decided to become vegan for some reason, and then then you got tribes after tribes. Even in Gaza, they're killing each other. Even in Judea and Samaria, you still have issues in random places in Pakistan, and they're all supposed to be on the same side. They're not. It's absolute chaos because aggression and violence is always the first option because it's been taught by the book. You know, you're not happy? Instead of asking to speak to the manager, why not launch a war? That's probably easier. Russell says that they need to take some milk with them and dab it on the pepper spray. Milk neutralizes the pepper spray. Just start walking around there doing protests with milk, guys. Carry a bottle of milk with you. Jeff says there is no middle ground with radicalism. It's of course not. No, I mean, the only thing is, they're not able to have rational debate. They're not able to have basic intellectual capacity. So if you're forcing them to have a conversation, it's not going to go well, let's just say. But if it ends up obviously being violent, which always ends up being violent since the 7th century, then people need to be prepared. Self-defense is extremely important. And learning how to defend yourself is also extremely important. That's why I've been getting training in Krav Maga. Here it is, hate on full display. What are they shouting for? Shouting just to make noise. All us normal people wanted was a normal, functional society, which you kind of had until the 1990s, but then it kind of went downhill. I still believe that the troubles that we are seeing is gonna get worse, but up to a point where, unfortunately, places like the Republic of Ireland will start seeing mayhem more. It will be brought down first and then the United Kingdom. But the Irish, you don't mess with the Irish, they will hit back massively. And you can't stop them. If you know, when the time comes and they have to defend their flag physically, then obviously they will. Rosemary says the female rider should be reported to the SPCA. I have her ID number. The horse was forced to push the people over and its leg was stuck over the barrier and could easily have been broken. Again, they should just ban the police horses. It's just idiocy. It's absolutely idiotic. We have an idiot in the live chat. Speaking of idiots, MIJ Greco says, dude, you literally look Middle Eastern. LMFAO. Do I look Middle Eastern? I wonder... I think it might have something to do with the fact that I'm a Persian Iranian. Maybe. Don't know if that makes me Middle Eastern. Oh yes, it's literally in the middle of the Middle East. You wonder why I look Middle Eastern. Because both my parents were Persian. And actually I did my ancestry DNA thing. I am 80%, 90%, close to that, Persian Iranian. There's a small percentage of other Iranian ethnicities, but I'm mostly Persian Iranian. Nothing wrong with the other Iranians. I love the other Iranians as well, but Team Persian. But yes, that's probably why. I look Middle Eastern. I love how these idiots think that when we're talking about problems in the West, for example, and those who want to do treason, these idiots think what we say is anyone who's brown, anyone who's purple, anyone who's ginger. No, because the same problem, I will be defending the same countries in the Middle East who want to make their countries great. So Iran, once the revolution is here and the Islamic occupation is out, I will be advocating for Iranian people and the Iranian culture to be Iranian. The same reason I support the new Prime Minister of Japan. the Iron Lady of Japan, and I support the Japanese to keep Japan Japanese. It's kind of straightforward common sense. Otherwise, what's the point of having borders or flags, you idiots? So it's not even about skin color. It's not about being pro-white or anti-white or pro-brown or anti-brown, because if I am to be supporting, for example, Saudi Arabia to keep Saudi Arabia great, as they have been trying to do over the last 5-10 years, well, that makes no sense because they're relatively brown, some of them. So some of them are just slightly tanned. Some of them are weirdly pale skin. Don't know what happened there. But so does that mean I'm now pro-brown? Was I anti-brown? What am I? Well, am I pro-Japanese? Well, just make your countries great and shut up. All right. Also, I've lost more voice because I went to Old Trafford yesterday to see the Manchester United game with Brighton, and we won again. I don't care if you want to unsubscribe because I support Man United. I will never give up and never surrender. Where's my... Oh, it's all the way the other side. I have my Man United hat. Yes, if you want to unsubscribe because I support United, don't care. All right. Mate, I was down for the United Kingdom gathering. I've got an email I'll send you personally from the Met Police saying if I go to or organize another march, then I'm classed as a terrorist. Stop being a terrorist, Dan. Oh, no. Yeah, send it to me. I would love to see that email. What absolute meltdowns. All right. What a day. What is that guy? Where's that troll? What was his name? M-I-J? M-I-K? M-E-K? Some sort of weird. Why would your parents name you after acronyms or whatever? What's going on? Got a super chat from Canada saying, so it will all lead to a civil war. Well, let's hope not. Ideally not, but the way it's going, it's not looking too good. Magical Earth says, Tusi, you mean stupid police on their horses? What did I say? Did I say stupid horses on police? Because that... I don't know. I don't know what I said. UK government's removal of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham from the list of proscribed terrorist organizations as Germany's intelligence says ISIS holds 11,000 blank Syrian passports. Stay safe, everyone. But I love how Viper Optics came out with some good news to, as if everything else was going well with this with today. He just gave us more good news. Everything's optimistic. Everything's falling apart. Oh, my voice is getting worse. Anyway, crazy people. Where is that crazy person? Someone said 2C is the new 007. Only when it comes to drinking martini, but no. When I'm not drinking Lefroy. That's my favorite drink if you want to send me a drink. Alan says, I'm a Liverpool fan. Okay, we're going to ban Alan. I'm kidding, don't worry. But I'll let you off as this is the only place I get real news. Yes, because it's not going too well for Liverpool. How was the game yesterday, Alan? It's fine. You can take it because Liverpool has been good for a few years now and we've been down. So take the joke. Fez says our Persian Iranian, that's more patriotic to the UK than our own government. Thanks for your efforts and dedication. Thank you so much. Oh, Liz says you said silly horses. Why would I say silly horses? It's been a long weekend, guys. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right. Anyway, what are we doing here? I'm just chilling here for absolutely no reason. All right, I should take a break. It's Sunday at the end of the day. We'll come back later because apparently things are kicking off in New York. Early voting for the New York mayoral elections are kicking off, and unfortunately, Mamdani might become the next mayor, and New York City will be the next London star. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, become a member of 2C TV Plus by scanning the QR code or go directly on 2c.tv. And don't forget to download the 2C TV app from your app stores. That's the best way to support our independent media work and of course get access to all the documentaries and everything else we have. I'm Maya 2C and we are the media.